Welcome to Tales from the Streets. Here's what our narrator has to say. My wife is a young woman. She's in her 30s, and she had been a good woman to me. Let's speak the truth and shame the devil. But I have divorced, and the reason I divorced her is because as a man, I just could not stomach what happened to her. I just couldn't. After that incident, I tried to put it out of my mind, but I couldn't. I just realized we were always quarreling, so I decided to divorce her so that both of us can have peace. This happened almost 2 years ago. We had been having cases of armed robbery attacks in our area, so the landlords and tenants decided to create a vigilante group that would be patrolling the area at night. We divided ourselves into groups and we took turns to patrol our community. We resorted to this method because the police couldn't protect us. Before we created the vigilante, whenever the robbers came, we would shout and call police numbers, but they never came until the robbers had taken our properties, raped our women, and left. Yes, it was that bad. So now, with the help of OPC, we were able to keep the robbers away for some time. But many of us do regular work, and the vigilante work was beginning to tell on us at our places of work. I, for one, was always sleeping on duty on the days I did vigilante overnight. So, after a while, some people stopped showing up for their turn to keep watch. So some of us had to take their positions. Anyway, this was our situation when we all just stopped patrol. We thought the robbers had found another community to raid, so we relaxed. A few weeks after the vigilante stopped, the robbers descended on us full force. It was as if they were angry that we had prevented them from robbing us for a long time. They came in a group of up to 20 or more to our community with guns and cutlasses, every kind of sharp weapon you can think of. They came for revenge. They came to my house. They broke down the gate and knocked on my door at 2 a.m. They told me if I didn't open the door for them, they would break it down and kill all my family members in my presence. I have never known fear like that in all my life. I could hear them knocking down gates of my neighbors. I could hear women screaming in nearby houses. So I knew the entire community was being raided at once. Now, forget the police. Even if they came, the kind of gunshots I heard the robbers shooting that night, the police couldn't have been able to match it. I had to go and open the door for them, after pleading with them to spare my family. I have 2 small children, 2 boys and my wife. As soon as I let them in, they descended on me with cutlass, beating me and marking my body with a cutlass. They caught me because they said I wasted their time. See blood everywhere. I just kept begging them to spare my life. They asked us all to lie face down and tell them where our things were. They dragged my wife up, beat her too because they said she was the one who prevented me from opening the door for them. We were both bleeding. After that, they asked my wife to show them where she stored her jewelry. She told them she didn't wear expensive things. As soon as she said that, their leader just stripped her naked and said he wanted to check if she truly didn't wear expensive things. I knew they would rape her. Standing naked like that in front of 3 armed robbers, he just pushed her towards our bedroom while his 2 boys ransacked our house. They took all our money. They kept asking for more money, and I kept begging them that we had none. They took our handsets and destroyed the things they couldn't carry. I heard my wife's voice in the bedroom, with the robbers, begging them. I heard him slap her to keep her quiet. I wanted to get up and plead with the armed robber with my wife, but I was told to lie down. I was begging them, begging the others to talk to their oga for me. Then he called his boys to come to the bedroom. That was when I managed to crawl towards our bedroom. To be honest, I didn't want to see him while he raped my wife. I did not. But I was still hoping that at least it won't be all of them on top of her. You understand? So I was calling out as I crawled towards the bedroom. The others were watching us between their legs. I saw him on top of my wife. It will remain the worst thing I will ever see in my life so far. He used one hand to pin her down and was having sex with her on our bed. I just began to cry and I closed my eyes, He must have been at it for, I don't know, for some time. Then I heard my wife moaning. My heart jumped. She was moaning like she moans when I was having sex with her. Well, what is this? A woman moaning while being raped? She was enjoying the rape, Abby? What is this? From where I was, I couldn't see her face well, but I heard her very well. She was moaning like it was her husband on top of her. Chai, I am dead. Is this what the world has turned to? A man is being made to watch his wife enjoy rape? Right there and then, the hatred I had for my wife just came to my mouth. It tasted like bitter agbo. When he finished, they left our house. The woman now started crying. She was crying as if she didn't just moan under the bastard just a few minutes back. When the robbers left, my wife was still crying as if the rape was a big deal. I mean, wasn't she just the one moaning a few minutes back? Were the tears for me? Or didn't she realize I was in the room and heard her? Since that day, I knew my wife and I would never be man and wife again, ever again. I tried to pretend, after the robbery, when we all came together as a community to take stock and report to the police. I told my wife not to report the rape, that it would be a shame on her and our family. It was best to say they stole things but didn't rape her, maybe? So after we had all calmed down, like 2 days later, I asked my wife why she was moaning that night the robbers came. The woman denied it. I said, "Are you mad? I was in the room. You were moaning just like you do when I am on top." She said it was not so. That she was in pain. I don't believe her. In short, after that incident, I couldn't bear looking at her. I couldn't bear being in the same bed with her. I just couldn't bear touching her. So I told her I was going to divorce her. I sent her away because the sound of enjoyment she was making has not come out of my mind since that day. It's not my fault. I tried to remove the image, but it's in my head, and her moaning still echoes in my ears. If you enjoyed the story, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.